last night, but I guess the police officers were trigger happy. I had just gotten home from my afternoon class and was settling down for dinner when I received the call. I was to go to a local diner on Main Street and sit with my fellow classmates at the whites-only counter. Before you say anything, officer, yes, I'm aware I'm white. It was because of that that my presence was needed. The people in the diner, the people in Greensboro need to know that we are behind them as well. As I was arriving, the second group was just being ushered out. Oh, that's what you would like to call it, officer. I would like to call it herded, pushed, hauled. There wasn't an unbloodied face in sight. Black and white, both covered in red. It's harder to tell them apart that way. Your officers were clean. It's crazy how fast you can wipe the blood off your hands, isn't it? I entered the diner and took a seat next to a woman I recognized from my intro to biology class. It was mere seconds before a waiter approached me. Sorry, ma'am, we're trying to get them out of here as soon as we can. Seems they've got a whole lineup tonight. Would you like a booth? I said I was fine there. He asked what I wanted to drink. I said nothing for me, but my friend, she would like a lemonade, please. The look on his face was one I recognized as a sinner looking into the eyes of his God. It's a shame. A poor white girl like you getting mixed up in all this trouble. Wasn't long before they were pelting us with any and everything they could find. Cherries, peanuts, straws, forks, knives. I looked to my classmates for any sign of breaking, but they were still. I couldn't understand how they could just sit there and take it. And then I cursed myself for being. I wasn't used to waiting for anything. I got my way because of the color of my skin. It was my ticket of passage, something God plastered on me after taking one look at me and saying, this one's going to need some help. And then the Lord tested me. There was a big man behind the counter. He got right up in my face, spit landing on my glasses. He smelled of metal and whiskey. Look at this whore. The black men pay her for her service, and she won't leave them alone. Go along, kitten, hurry back to daddy. You want a real man? I get off in about an hour. Meet me around back. I'll show you who's superior. I said nothing. Wasn't long before we, too, were herded out like cattle. A martyr. I am not a martyr, officer. I am a human being. I'm not one race fighting for another. I am part of the race, the human race. When did we get this notion that just because we have fairer skin, we should be treated as such? Fair. I am not a martyr. I sat on that stool because others were whipped. I sat on that stool because others have bled. I sat on that stool because others were shot and hung and burned and ripped to shreds. Blood runs red no matter the color. That's something we all share. Although it's hard to believe when the only red I see comes out of black skin. How come it's illegal to burn a flag and not a person? Why are the stripes on a piece of fabric so much holier than the stripes of flesh on a freshly whipped back? How come the sewn-on stars are so much more powerful than the stars that led my brothers and sisters to freedom? Because that's what it stands for, right? Freedom! Where is that freedom? Red, white, and blue with an emphasis on white. And all I see is red. No, sir. I am not a martyr. Not even close. I am no Dr. King, or Malcolm X, or Rosa Parks. But I am a girl who can sit on a stool. After all, Rosa won her battle sitting.